The Psychology of Selling Summary. Increase your sales faster and easier than you ever thought possible by Brian Tracy. Let's enjoy the video. Please subscribing to my channel for more great content like this. You'll be notified when I upload new videos. Overview. The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy focuses on the mental aspects of sales and how to improve one's selling skills through understanding human psychology. Tracy emphasizes that success in sales is largely determined by the salesperson's mindset, attitude, and approach to customers. Brian Tracy's The Psychology of Selling opens by emphasizing a fundamental truth. Selling is not just about products or services, but about the mental game that takes place in the minds of both the salesperson and the customer. Tracy draws from his extensive experience in sales to paint a picture of what successful selling looks like in practice. Imagine Sarah, a new sales representative for a software company. She's bright and knows her product inside out, but she's struggling to close deals. Tracy's book would tell Sarah that her challenge isn't about knowledge, it's about psychology. The overview of the book introduces the idea that top salespeople aren't necessarily the most charming or the most knowledgeable about their products. Instead, they're the ones who understand human nature and can align their approach with how people think and make decisions. Tracy shares a story about Tom, a veteran salesman in the real estate industry. Tom wasn't the most outgoing person, but he consistently outperformed his colleagues. His secret? He had mastered the art of listening and making his clients feel understood. This example illustrates Tracy's point that selling is more about understanding people than it is about pushing products. The overview also touches on the importance of self-perception. Tracy argues that how you see yourself as a salesperson directly impacts your performance. He tells the story of Mike, a car salesman who was always in the bottom tier of his dealership. After attending a seminar on self-image and sales psychology, Mike started visualizing himself as a top performer. Within 6 months, he had climbed to the number 2 position in his dealership. Tracy introduces the concept of the self-fulfilling prophecy in sales. If you believe you're going to succeed, you're more likely to take the actions necessary to make that belief a reality. Conversely, if you doubt yourself, you're likely to underperform. The overview sets the stage for the rest of the book by emphasizing that selling is a learnable skill. Tracy asserts that anyone can become a top salesperson by understanding and applying the principles of sales psychology. He uses the analogy of learning to ride a bicycle. At first, it seems impossible, but with practice and understanding of the basic principles, it becomes second nature. Finally, Tracy previews the journey the reader is about to embark on. He promises to delve into topics like building self-confidence, understanding customer motivation, effective communication techniques, and strategies for overcoming rejection. The overview serves as a roadmap, giving the reader a clear idea of what to expect and how the book's teachings can transform their sales career. By the end of the overview, Tracy aims to have the reader excited about the potential for growth and success in their sales career, armed with the knowledge that psychology, not just product knowledge, is the key to unlocking their full potential in the world of selling. 5 key lessons from the Psychology of Selling. 1. The importance of building trust and rapport with customers. The book emphasizes the significance of creating a positive relationship with potential clients. It teaches that building trust and rapport can lead to successful sales as customers are more likely to buy from someone they like and trust. 2. Understanding and meeting customers' needs. The book emphasizes the need to understand the customer's unique challenges, preferences, and desires. By understanding their needs, salespeople can effectively present products or services as solutions that will genuinely benefit the customers. 3. Overcoming objections. The book teaches various techniques for handling and overcoming objections from customers. It emphasizes the importance of addressing concerns, clarifying doubts, and providing persuasive arguments to help customers overcome any resistance they may have. 4. Mastering the art of persuasion. The book delves into the psychology of selling and provides insights into understanding human behavior and decision-making processes. It highlights specific techniques and strategies to influence potential customers and increase sales effectiveness. 5. Developing a positive attitude and resilience. The Psychology of Selling emphasizes the importance of maintaining a positive mindset and developing resilience. It teaches that rejection and setbacks are a part of the sales process, and sales professionals need to overcome such challenges with a positive attitude and determination. Part 1. The importance of building trust and rapport with customers. Brian Tracy emphasizes the critical role of trust and rapport in the sales process. He argues that these elements are the foundation of any successful sales relationship. Let's explore this concept through a narrative lens, incorporating Tracy's insights and real-world examples. Imagine Lisa, a financial advisor who has just started her career. She's struggling to convert prospects into clients, despite her extensive knowledge of investment strategies. Tracy's book would tell Lisa that her challenge isn't about expertise, it's about connection. Tracy explains that customers don't buy from people they don't trust. He shares a story about John, a veteran insurance salesman. John's secret to success wasn't his encyclopedic knowledge of policies, but his ability to make clients feel comfortable and understood. He always started meetings by asking about the client's family, hobbies, or recent vacations. This seemingly small talk served a crucial purpose. It built rapport and established John as a friendly, trustworthy figure. The book emphasizes that trust is built through consistent, positive interactions. Tracy illustrates this with the example of Sarah, a real estate agent. Sarah made it a point to regularly check in with past clients, not to sell, but to offer value market updates, home maintenance tips, or even local restaurant recommendations. Over time, these clients began to see Sarah not just as a realtor, but as a trusted advisor. When they or their friends needed real estate services, Sarah was their first call. Tracy introduces the concept of relationship selling. He argues that in today's market, people don't just buy products or services, they buy relationships. He shares the story of Mike, a software salesman who struggled with cold calls and hard sells. Following Tracy's advice, Mike shifted his approach. Instead of pushing for immediate sales, he focused on understanding each prospect's business challenges. He offered insights and solutions, even if they didn't directly relate to his product. This approach took longer, but it established Mike as a valuable resource. His sales numbers skyrocketed as prospects began to see him as a partner in their success, not just a vendor. The book also discusses the importance of body language and nonverbal communication in building trust. Tracy recounts how Tom, a car salesman, transformed his sales approach by paying attention to these elements. Tom learned to mirror his customers' body language subtly, to maintain appropriate eye contact, and to modulate his voice to match the customer's energy level. These techniques helped Tom create a sense of comfort and similarity with his customers, leading to increased trust and, ultimately, more sales. Tracy emphasizes that building trust isn't about manipulation, but about genuine care and understanding. He tells the story of Linda, a pharmaceutical sales rep who made it her mission to truly understand the challenges faced by the doctors she visited. She spent time in waiting rooms, chatted with nurses, and read medical journals. This deep understanding allowed her to have meaningful conversations with doctors about their needs and concerns. As a result, doctors began to see Linda as a valuable resource rather than just another salesperson. The book also touches on the concept of social proof in building trust. Tracy explains how David, a B2B software salesman, effectively used case studies and testimonials from satisfied clients to build credibility with new prospects. By sharing success stories of businesses similar to his prospects, David was able to establish trust more quickly and overcome initial skepticism. Tracy concludes this section by reminding readers that trust and rapport aren't just about making the sale, they're about creating long-term relationships. He encourages salespeople to think beyond the immediate transaction and focus on becoming trusted advisors to their clients. This approach, he argues, not only leads to more sales but also to more referrals and a more satisfying career in sales. By the end of this section, Tracy aims to have readers understand that in sales, the relationship often matters more than the product. He encourages salespeople to invest time and effort in building genuine connections with their customers, assuring them that this investment will pay dividends in the long run. Part 2. Understanding and meeting customers' needs. Tracy delves deep into the crucial aspect of understanding and meeting customers' needs. He argues that this skill is not just beneficial, but essential for any salesperson who wants to excel in their field. Let's explore this concept through a narrative lens, incorporating Tracy's insights and real-world examples. Imagine Mark, a talented salesperson in the tech industry. Despite his product knowledge, he's struggling to close deals. Tracy's book would suggest that Mark's challenge isn't about features and specifications. It's about truly understanding what his customers need. Tracy introduces the concept of need analysis as a cornerstone of effective selling. He shares a story about Rachel, a successful realtor. Rachel's approach wasn't to show as many houses as possible to her clients. Instead, she began each relationship with an in-depth conversation about her clients' lives, aspirations, and concerns. She asked questions like, "What does your ideal day look like in your new home?" Or, "What aspects of your current living situation frustrate you the most?" By doing this, Rachel wasn't just gathering information. She was uncovering her clients' deeper needs and motivations. The book emphasizes that customers often don't know exactly what they need. Tracy illustrates this with the example of Tom, a business consultant. Tom's clients would come to him asking for help with specific problems like declining sales or high employee turnover. However, Tom learned to dig deeper. By asking probing questions and listening carefully, he often discovered that the real issues were different from what the clients initially thought. For instance, a company struggling with sales might actually have a problem with its product development process. By addressing the root cause rather than the symptom, Tom was able to provide much more value to his clients. Tracy introduces the iceberg principle in understanding customer needs. He explains that, like an iceberg, only a small portion of a customer's needs are visible on the surface. The majority lie hidden beneath, in the form of fears, hopes, and deeper motivations. He shares the story of Sarah, a financial advisor who transformed her practice by applying this principle. Instead of focusing solely on investment returns, Sarah began to explore her clients' underlying concerns, their fears about retirement, their hopes for their children's education, their desires for a certain lifestyle. By addressing these deeper needs, Sarah was able to create more comprehensive and satisfying financial plans for her clients. The book also discusses the importance of active listening in understanding customer needs. Tracy recounts how Mike, a software salesman, turned his career around by mastering this skill. Instead of launching into his sales pitch at the first opportunity, Mike learned to ask open-ended questions and truly listen to the answers. He would often paraphrase what he heard back to the customer to ensure he understood correctly. This approach not only helped Mike understand his customers' needs better, but also made the customers feel valued and understood. Tracy emphasizes that understanding needs isn't a one-time event, but an ongoing process. He tells the story of Lisa, an account manager for a marketing agency. Lisa made it a point to regularly check in with her clients, not just about their current projects, but about their evolving business challenges and goals. This proactive approach allowed Lisa to anticipate her clients' needs and offer solutions before problems arose, solidifying her position as a valuable partner rather than just a service provider. The book also touches on the concept of creating needs in ethical selling. Tracy explains how David, a home security system salesman, effectively used this technique. Rather than simply listing the features of his product, David would help his prospects visualize scenarios where the security system would be invaluable, protecting their children, safeguarding irreplaceable valuables, or providing peace of mind during vacations. By doing this, David wasn't creating false needs, but rather bringing latent needs to the surface. Tracy concludes this section by reminding readers that meeting customer needs isn't just about making the sale, it's about providing real value. He encourages salespeople to see themselves as problem solvers and value creators. This mindset, he argues, not only leads to more sales, but also to more satisfying and ethical careers in sales. By the end of this section, Tracy aims to have readers understand that in sales, success comes from a genuine desire to understand and meet customer needs. He encourages salespeople to develop their questioning and listening skills, to dig deeper than surface-level wants, and to always strive to provide solutions that truly benefit their customers. Part 3: Overcoming Objections. Brian Tracy dedicates significant attention to the art of overcoming objections, a crucial skill for any salesperson. He frames objections not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to provide more information and move closer to a sale. Let's explore this concept through a narrative lens, incorporating Tracy's insights and real-world examples. Meet Jack, a promising young salesman in the pharmaceutical industry. Despite his product knowledge, he often finds himself stumped when doctors raise objections about his medications. Tracy's book would tell Jack that his challenge isn't about the objections themselves, but about his perception of them and his approach to handling them. Tracy introduces the concept of objection anticipation. He shares a story about Linda, a veteran car saleswoman. Linda's secret weapon was a list she had compiled over years, containing every objection she had ever encountered. Before each sales conversation, she would review this list and prepare thoughtful responses. This preparation allowed her to address objections confidently and smoothly, often before the customer even raised them. For instance, when a customer hesitated about the price, Linda was ready with a comprehensive breakdown of the car's value, including its safety features, fuel efficiency, and resale value. The book emphasizes that objections are often requests for more information in disguise. Tracy illustrates this with the example of Tom, a software salesman. Tom used to get defensive when prospects said his product was too expensive. After studying Tracy's methods, Tom learned to respond with, "I understand. May I ask what you're comparing our price to?" This question often revealed that the prospect was making an apples to oranges comparison, giving Tom the opportunity to highlight his product's unique features and justify its value. Tracy introduces the feel, felt, found technique for handling objections. He recounts how Sarah, a real estate agent, mastered this approach. When a client expressed concern about a property's location, Sarah would say, "I understand how you feel." Other clients have felt the same way initially, but they found that the excellent school district and the upcoming retail development actually made this one of the best long-term investments in the area. This technique allowed Sarah to validate the client's concerns while gently steering them towards a more positive perspective. The book also discusses the importance of maintaining a positive attitude when facing objections. Tracy shares the story of Mike, a life insurance salesman who used to dread objections. Mike shifted his mindset to view objections as signs of interest. After all, if the prospect wasn't interested at all, they wouldn't bother to object. This perspective change helped Mike stay calm and confident, which in turn made his responses more effective. Tracy emphasizes that overcoming objections is about dialogue, not debate. He tells the story of Rachel, a B2B service provider who transformed her approach to objections. Instead of countering objections with facts and figures, Rachel learned to ask questions. When a prospect said her service was too expensive, Rachel would ask, "Can you help me understand what you mean by too expensive? Is it the upfront cost or the long-term value you're concerned about?" This approach allowed Rachel to address the specific concerns of each prospect more effectively. The book also touches on the concept of trial closes in handling objections. Tracy explains how David, a home improvement salesman, effectively used this technique. After addressing an objection, David would ask a question like, "If we could resolve this concern to your satisfaction, would you be ready to move forward?" This allowed David to gauge the prospect's true level of interest and identify any remaining obstacles to the sale. Tracy concludes this section by reminding readers that objections are a natural part of the sales process. He encourages salespeople to welcome objections as opportunities to demonstrate their expertise and the value of their product or service. He argues that the ability to handle objections effectively is often what separates top performers from average salespeople. By the end of this section, Tracy aims to have readers understand that objections are not personal rejections, but stepping stones to the sale. He encourages salespeople to prepare thoroughly, listen actively, respond positively, and always keep the focus on meeting the customer's needs. With practice, Tracy assures, handling objections can become one of the most satisfying and productive parts of the sales process. Part 4: Mastering the Art of Persuasion. Brian Tracy devotes considerable attention to mastering the art of persuasion, viewing it as a cornerstone skill for successful salespeople. He presents persuasion not as manipulation, but as the ability to effectively communicate value and motivate positive action. Let's delve into this concept through a narrative lens, incorporating Tracy's insights and real-world examples. Emma, a talented marketing professional transitioning into a sales role. Despite her creative flair, she struggles to convince clients to commit to her proposals. Tracy's book would suggest that Emma's challenge isn't about creativity or product knowledge. It's about mastering the nuanced art of persuasion. Tracy introduces the concept of emotional selling. He shares a story about Mark, a real estate agent specializing in luxury homes. Mark discovered that his high-net-worth clients weren't just buying properties. They were buying lifestyles and status symbols. Instead of focusing solely on square footage and amenities, Mark learned to paint vivid pictures of the lives his clients could lead in these homes. He described intimate family gatherings in the gourmet kitchen, impressive business dinners on the terrace overlooking the city, and relaxing evenings in the home theater. By appealing to emotions and aspirations, Mark significantly increased his sales success. The book emphasizes the power of storytelling and persuasion. Tracy illustrates this with the example of Sarah, a financial advisor. Sarah used to overwhelm prospects with charts and statistics about investment performance. After studying Tracy's methods, she began incorporating client success stories into her presentations. She'd share how a couple just like the prospects was able to retire early, or how a business owner secured his family's future through smart estate planning. These relatable stories made the benefits of Sarah's services tangible and compelling, leading to more client sign-ups. Tracy introduces the concept of future pacing as a persuasion technique. He recounts how Tom, a software salesman, mastered this approach. When presenting his product, Tom would guide prospects through a detailed visualization of how their business would improve after implementing the software. He described increased productivity, reduced errors, and happier employees. By helping prospects vividly imagine a positive future, Tom made the decision to buy feel like a natural next step rather than a leap of faith. The book also discusses the importance of social proof in persuasion. Tracy shares the story of Lisa, a pharmaceutical sales rep who struggled to get doctors to prescribe her new medication. Lisa started collecting and sharing testimonials from respected physicians who had success with the drug. She also organized peer-to-peer discussions where doctors could share their experiences. This approach leveraged the power of social influence, making doctors more open to trying the new medication. Tracy emphasizes that effective persuasion is about addressing the prospects with, "What's in it for me?" He tells the story of David, a B2B service provider who transformed his sales approach. Instead of focusing on his service's features, David learned to translate those features into specific benefits for each client's business. For a manufacturing client, he emphasized how his service could reduce downtime. For a retail client, he focused on improving customer satisfaction. By always answering the whiff question, David's persuasive power increased dramatically. The book also touches on the concept of assumptive closing as a persuasion technique. Tracy explains how Rachel, a car saleswoman, effectively used this method. After addressing all the customer's concerns and building value, Rachel would speak as if the sale was already decided, saying things like, "So, would you prefer to pick up your new car on Thursday or Friday?" This subtle shift often nudged hesitant customers towards a positive decision. Tracy introduces the idea of persuasion through questions as a powerful technique. He shares how Mike, a home security system salesman, used this approach. Instead of telling prospects they needed a security system, Mike would ask questions like, "How would you feel if you could guarantee your family's safety even when you're not home?" Or, "What would it mean to you to never have to worry about break-ins again?" These questions led prospects to persuade themselves, making Mike's job much easier. The book emphasizes that true persuasion is about aligning your offering with the prospect's needs and values. Tracy recounts how Jennifer, a life insurance agent, applied this principle. She spent time understanding each client's life goals, fears, and family situations. Then, she would present insurance not as a product, but as a tool to achieve those goals and alleviate those fears. This alignment made her persuasion efforts feel less like selling and more like problem-solving. Tracy concludes this section by reminding readers that persuasion is an ethical responsibility. He encourages salespeople to only persuade when they truly believe their product or service will benefit the customer. He argues that this ethical approach not only leads to more sales, but also to more satisfying and sustainable careers in sales. By the end of this section, Tracy aims to have readers understand that mastering persuasion is about effectively communicating value, understanding human psychology, and genuinely seeking to improve the customer's situation. He encourages salespeople to develop their emotional intelligence, storytelling skills, and ability to align their offerings with customer needs. With practice and the right mindset, Tracy assures, persuasion can become a powerful tool for creating win-win outcomes in sales. Part 5: Developing a Positive Attitude and Resilience. Tracy emphasizes the critical importance of developing a positive attitude and resilience in the sales profession. He argues that these mental attributes are often the differentiating factors between top performers and average salespeople. Let's explore this concept through a narrative lens, incorporating Tracy's insights and real-world examples. Meet Alex, a promising young salesperson in the competitive world of tech startups. Despite his product knowledge and communication skills, Alex finds himself struggling with rejection and setbacks. Tracy's book would tell Alex that his challenge isn't about his abilities, it's about his mindset and emotional resilience. Tracy introduces the concept of learned optimism. He shares a story about Sarah, a real estate agent who was on the verge of quitting after a string of failed deals. Sarah discovered Tracy's teachings and began practicing positive self-talk and visualization. Every morning, she would stand in front of a mirror and affirm, "I am a successful real estate agent. I help people find their dream homes, and I overcome all obstacles." She visualized herself closing deals and receiving referrals. Within months, Sarah's attitude shift began to manifest in her results. Her confidence grew, she connected better with clients, and her sales numbers improved dramatically. The book emphasizes the power of reframing negative experiences. Tracy illustrates this with the example of Tom, a pharmaceutical sales rep who used to get discouraged by doctors who wouldn't give him time. Tom learned to reframe these experiences as opportunities for growth. Instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this," he'd ask himself, "What can I learn from this interaction to improve my approach?" This shift allowed Tom to continuously refine his techniques and maintain a positive attitude in the face of rejection. Tracy introduces the 20-idea method for developing resilience and problem-solving skills. He recounts how Linda, a software saleswoman, applied this technique. Whenever Linda faced a challenging situation, like a major client considering a competitor's product, she'd sit down and force herself to list 20 possible solutions or approaches. This exercise not only generated creative ideas, but also reinforced Linda's belief in her ability to overcome obstacles. It became her go-to strategy for building resilience in tough times. The book also discusses the importance of physical health in maintaining a positive attitude. Tracy shares the story of Mike, a car salesman who was constantly stressed and negative. Mike started following Tracy's advice on exercise and nutrition. He began each day with a 30-minute jog and cut down on junk food. The physical changes led to mental benefits. Mike found himself more energetic, optimistic, and resilient in the face of sales challenges. Tracy emphasizes the power of goal setting in developing a positive attitude. He tells the story of Rachel, a B2B service provider who felt directionless in her career. Following Tracy's guidance, Rachel set clear, written goals for her sales performance, breaking them down into monthly and weekly targets. This gave her a sense of purpose and direction. Even when she faced setbacks, the clarity of her goals helped her maintain a positive, forward-looking attitude. The book also touches on the concept of positive addiction in sales. Tracy explains how David, a life insurance salesman, created positive habits that reinforced his resilience. David committed to making at least 10 prospecting calls every day, regardless of his mood or circumstances. Over time, this habit became a source of pride and confidence for David. Even on tough days, completing these calls gave him a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Tracy introduces the idea of the attitude of gratitude as a powerful tool for maintaining positivity. He shares how Jennifer, a real estate agent, transformed her outlook by keeping a gratitude journal. Each night, she'd write down 3 things she was grateful for in her sales career. This practice helped Jennifer focus on the positive aspects of her job, even during challenging times. Her positive attitude became infectious, attracting more clients and referrals. The book emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and building resilience. Tracy recounts how Mark, a technology salesman, made a commitment to read 1 book on sales or personal development every week. This habit not only improved Mark's skills, but also boosted his confidence and resilience. Whenever he faced a setback, Mark could draw on a wealth of knowledge and strategies, reinforcing his belief in his ability to overcome challenges. Tracy concludes this section by reminding readers that a positive attitude and resilience are skills that can be developed, not innate traits. He encourages salespeople to take responsibility for their mental state, arguing that this is the foundation for all other sales skills. Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.